Good evening, gorgeous people. I'm Aaron Ryan and welcome to the TV Black Box Big Brother After Show Eviction interview. Tonight, it was the end of the road for Trevor.
Oh.
Seriously, exactly. I have no idea what just happened.
You and me both, mate. What the hell happened there?
Father Dave doesn't know what happened. The OGs were stunned. The viewers were stunned. And so,
I know, people are crying. Oh, Jesus.
Well, let's get to the bottom of what happened. Trevor, thank you for joining me tonight.
No worries. Thanks for inviting us, mate.
Well, let's start, obviously, with WTF. What on earth happened? Safest person in the history of Big Brother, universally liked by the house, super safe nomination from Dave. What happened?
Yes. I don't know. That caught me blindsided. All I remember is sitting on the couch going, okay, we didn't have a discussion on who he's chucking up, and usually they have a chat with us. I'm going, okay, cool, this looks pretty safe. Everything's going good. I sat down. Dave did his thing, came back, sat right next to me, taps me on the leg and goes, are you ready? And I just went, shit, you doofus, what are you doing? And I knew just in that moment that he's put me up. You could probably tell it on my face. And I was like going, oh, God. And then putting us up against the two young ones like Gab and Aleisha, I was like, oh, my God, I'm going home. There's no way I was going to let those two girls or either of them get kicked out of the house. So, yeah, it was sort of like, I don't know. It just caught me blindsided.
Well, you said straight up that you won't scramble and basically everyone do what they need to do. I mean, why is it that you were not prepared to fight for your place at the house?
Well, I'm not that kind of person that goes around and looks for other people's acknowledgement of why I'm in the house. People know I was in there. People know who I was. I was up front with everybody. So I wasn't going to run around and, like, you know, kiss everybody's bum and be a brown nose. Pardon the pun. But yeah, I'm not that kind of person outside the house. I'm not that kind of person inside the house. So what you see is what you get. I don't run after people. I'm not that person that runs after people and asks for, this is why you should keep me in the house, or this is why we should be friends. If we're not friends, then you won't keep me in the house. We are friends, and I had good friendships with everybody in the house. And I thought, okay, cool, that's enough for me. But then when he put us up with the two girls, I went, okay, cool, I'm just going to fall on the sword here and kick myself out.
Yeah. You told Aleisha, though, to do what she needs to do to put her vote on you. But I get why you did that. But why was it a foregone conclusion that it was you? I mean, there were 3 people nominated. Why couldn't she vote for Gabby?
Because I like Gabby. Gabby was like my little sister in the house. And I told Gabby, had a massive argument with her, to chuck her vote on me, and just to say, if you want to stay in this house, then you've got to do what you got to do. That one vote that Gabby got, that was would have been Aleisha's vote, because that was it. There's only one person voted her, and I'm pretty sure that was Aleisha. And everything, I think that's what the whole plan was, to try and get Aleisha out. But the whole thing is with me, it's just, I don't know, why didn't you just chuck Brenton up? That was the whole thing for me. We didn't know Brenton. So he's new to the house. His acting was terrible. And I saw it straight through him as soon as he walked through the house. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, actually, we'll get to that in a second. Because, there was quite a few things on screen with you and Brenton where he was acting really, really dumb. But I do want to ask, though, about while we're on the nomination, though. I mean, because you famously say in the show 110 days without, being up for nomination. So it must have been a different experience for you, because you went through a whole Big Brother experience and not having that feeling of what it was like sitting in those chairs. So what was it like for you?
It was very surreal and very taken back. I sat down on the chair and I was like, wow, this is what it feels like. And all the emotions hit you. But I was kind of calm and content to know that I was going to go. But then when the screen came on and the girls started, everybody just started getting emotional. And then they were saying so many nice things about us. And I just went, oh, stop it. I hate all that. People saying nice things about us in front of other people. If you're going to do that, do it tucked away. Like if we're driving in a car or sitting in a bar or, just one-on-one, because I get very emotional. I'm a humble person, but I just don't take, admiration like when it's all out in the open. I go, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, let's just stop it. And then when the boys got brought up, and then everything just got to me. So that's why I was so emotional at the end.
You had a really nice connection, obviously, with the OGs. Were you always going to be loyal to the OG alliance until the newbies were voted out, or what strategy did you have?
My strategy was just to have the OGs back, whatever they wanted to do. Like me and Tim had a good, good friendship going, where he would come over and say, "This is what's going on. This is what I need you to do." And if I said, "No, I'll do this. Can you work around that?" He'd go, "Yep. Okay, cool." So we wanted to get Lara out. I said, "I need Lara out because she's doing my head in and she's just a weapon. She's a weapon. We need to get her out." The same thing was going for Joel. And Mel, like, it was just, Tim had a strategy in his head that this is how we can progress in the game. And I was like, yeah, I'm behind you guys 100%. My whole thing was to make sure Reg got to as far as she could. And if it meant me being the human shield, then I guaranteed that's what I'd do.
You mean Tim that had that great plan and it ended up putting his vote on you? that Tim.
Yeah, that Tim, the one that kicked me in the nuts when I turned around. But I had their back, and people knew where I stood with everybody else. I had Gabby's back 100%. There was no way if it came up, I would have fought for Gab. Same thing went for Taras and Johnson. They were good people. Like, that's the one thing that they miss on the show is the connections and the friendships I had in the house with different people. And I told people I'll have you. I've got you no matter what it is, and I won't vote against you. I'll just find out different ways of doing it. Like if it came up to Reg, Gab, and Johnson, it'd be Johnson. You know, you'd have the different structure of how you'd put everything on. You'd have people in different lines. So, but it is what it is.
It was pretty close though in the end, because Tim actually hadn't voted for you, and the other one that was supposed to be sort of safe with the OGs was Jules, the new intruder. If they both had voted for you, it would have been a tie, and then presumably Dave would have put someone else out. But it did end up being pretty close. Now Dave put you up as a super safe vote. Now the audience hears that all the time, but a lot of the time it doesn't work out. So I'm sure the audience was rolling their eyes. Is there such a thing as a safe vote?
There is a thing as a safe vote when you have people that are unsafe, if that makes any sense. If you put me up with someone like Brenton and Aleisha, then I would have been safe. If you put me up with someone like Lulu and maybe you always got to have that other person that no one wants in the house. That's the only way it's a super safe vote. But then putting me up with two of the youngest people in the house, the two that I've thought were like my little sisters in there, were just there was like I struck up a good friendship with Aleisha when that chicken bloody thing was going around, and she was like, she has massive anxieties with the chickens, like total, like people have anxieties with death, and mine is sharks and talking in front of people. That was her. Like, you got people with anxieties with snakes and spiders. Hers was chickens, and it was just heart-wrenching at the time. There was another time when they chucked her in a room with Tim, chickens, and her, and everybody there was so much stress going around in the house, and I nearly punched a hole through it all. You don't see that. And I had to go in there. I had to literally go in there and tell BB, you need to open this door, and I'm going to give you a countdown to 10. If this door's not open, I'm going to put my foot through it. And I gave him a countdown to 10. And then I literally pushed through the door, walked over, told Tim to get the fucking chickens out of the way, and then picked her up and then carried her out of the room because she was just freaking out. And I think that's where our bond kicked in a lot.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And Gab was just she's just Gabby. She's a little champion. And we got struck. That's the one thing is that they missed out on is the friendship and the mateship I had with Gab, because we were just running around like two fucking idiots.
Yeah, you miss a lot of those connections. With the other evictees that have been out, they talk about all these connections, and I think, I never actually saw that on air. But
and that's why people are probably confused at the end why there's so much emotion in there. What's going on? What did we miss? They've missed a lot. So
with your last challenge, you were holding up your body weight. So
oh my God,
I'm wondering how to put this politely.
130 kilos wet It was just ridiculous. I had to chat to some of the people in there and go, what's with these challenges that everything's like, the only thing I was really good at was the tug of war one. And they didn't even show me. And we absolutely hammered it. We killed them. Absolutely killed them. And I was just sitting there going, the only thing I was really good at and people were looking forward to see, and I crushed them. Like there was me, JC, and Gab. We're all there, and I said, we are not losing this today. And they go, nah. We all jumped at the same time. And as we all jumped at the same time, Johnson flew back into the air, and so did Dave. And then we just powered through and crushed them, and they didn't even show that. And then there was another one with Gab and Estelle. Gab picked up the flag in under 3 seconds.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't even she bloody Estelle went down in a crouch position to try and use this off as an anchor. But what they didn't know is Gab's dad's an ex Balmain Tigers NRL player. And she jumped forward, got up, sprinted for the flag and dragged Estelle and grabbed the flag. And I reckon it was probably 3 to 4 seconds. It was the quickest thing I've ever seen.
Wow.
And you don't see that.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to ask you, like, because you seem like, obviously, people know you're a real chilled out kind of guy. What do you make of all the drama in the house? I mean, Sam, Drew, Tully, Tim fighting with Dave and Sam, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, how do you deal with that? Or you don't?
The whole, you don't deal with it, really. If it's got nothing to do with you, if you're going to go stick your nose in it, that's when you're going to get involved, and that's when you're going to look like an idiot because you have no idea what's happening. It's a storyline and a friendship and a conflict that's been going on for ages with Drew, Tully, and Tim, and then chucking Sam in there as well. And it really had nothing. They weren't coming up to me. I had a couple of good chats with Sam and stuff. Nothing about Drew or Tim, but yeah, it's just so much drama in there, and you just kind of stayed away. Like other people are trying to get involved. Don't get involved. Just sit back. It's their thing. They're killing themselves right here. So.
Well, speaking of drama, and we were just talking about that before about Brenton. Now, he's obviously coming in the show with his own little strategic plan, pretending that he doesn't know any of the OGs and all this kind of stuff. But when you watch on air, because you wouldn't have seen just yet your episode where you get evicted, but it does seem to the audience that every single person, including you, has fallen for it, because I think at one point he asked you about Big Brother, and he's like, "No, Big Brother's actually the name of the TV show." It's
just.
But no one seems to be picking up on it.
We picked up on it as soon as he walked in, mate.
Oh, really?
We were sitting on the couch. Yeah. There's one part sitting on the couch, and then and we're all having a chat, and we're all having a chat about Brenton and Jules. I said, "Yeah, Jules seems pretty genuine, but there's Brenton, dude. He's just comes in with his tux and no bloody socks on with his shoes, saying, they were coming over. Johnson goes, he doesn't know anything about Big Brother." I went, "Mate, if you believe that, you'll believe that I'm white." So, because he came in and we was saying stuff like that, "Who's Big Brother?" and stuff. I went, "It's the TV show." And I was like, "Mate, it's so dodgy." Like, if you want to get acting tips, go have a chat to Drew, because he's really good.
That's actually
you can see through it straight away.
Yeah. It's just one of the reasons I actually like doing these podcasts, because you learn more. Because if you do watch the episode, tonight, you will see that from an audience point of view, it looks like you all fell for it. So we don't see any talk with you guys saying, "Oh my God, what's this guy doing?" or anything like that. So
yeah, I can even remember I was leaning up against the couch. There was myself. There is Johnson, Dave, Reg, and I think Gab was there as well. And we're all having a change on. Don't fall for this. It's just a bit of a play. So if he doesn't know what Big Brother is, then why you're on here? Yeah. There's not a single person of his age that doesn't know what this show is all about. And if you're signing up for this show, you're smart enough now to go on your socials and your bloody computer, YouTube, and just look up what it's about.
Oh, but if you ask him on the show, he didn't think he signed up for Big Brother. He thought he was going on Survivor.
Yeah, whatever. They probably asked him to go on Survivor, and then he signed up for this. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, who knows? If that's how you get through life, then that's how you get through life.
I've done this with the other evictees. Quick game of choose a housemate, Trevor. So,
rightio.
Most genuine.
Most genuine in the house would Reg. Reggie.
All right, that's been a popular. Yeah, there's a few themes coming out with these questions. I like it.
The whole thing is that what you see is what you get with Reg. Like when you got her back and you had a bit of a chat, she knew how to play the game and what was going on, but she also was confused in how it was getting played. So she was pretty much doing what she could to get as far as she can.
Yeah.
But she was the most genuine person I've ever met in my life. She's just straight up tells you what it is.
Well, the opposite now. Most non-genuine. They appear nice, but they could be lying to your face.
I got that feeling from Lara and a little bit from Joel, because you saw two different sides of Joel. Like Joel's like an amazing person, but you got game playing Joel, and then once you got a couple of drinks into Joel, it was the wall dropped, and I'm going, oh, who's this guy? And like I got the true Joel, and I was it's going to be great just to catch up with him and have a chat and just tell him, because I was straightforward with Joel, and he was like the nicest guy, but when he was in this mindset of playing the game, he played the game and the wall came up. But then as soon as you got a couple of drinks and he started to relax, you had great chats with him, and he was just so relaxed and, blah, blah, blah. And I found out a bit about his background and the relationship he had with his dad and stuff. But then the walls came up again when other people came around.
Yeah.
And it's not a weakness. It was just him just being him.
What about the person you'd like to most connect with on the outside? Who would you like to have over for a barbecue?
Oh, I'd have all of them over for a barbecue, mate. It's just not all at the same time. Like bits and pieces, because you got your little group friends, and then you got your little mates that you have. Like I've got a group of 9 really good close mates. Yeah. But you have different other connections with a certain mate because you grew up together, but you're in the same group together, and then he's got a different relationship and a friendship with other people on different levels because they play a different sport or they're into different games, or Yeah, I'd have them all over for a barbecue, but not at the same time.
What about the newbie housemate that you would like to go the furthest, or that you think will go the furthest?
I would like 3 of them, and it'd be Gab, Taras, and Johnson. They'd be the 3 people that love to see go as far as they can in the game.
And who would you like to see win Big Brother?
I really, really love to see Reg pull off a win, but I don't think it's possible. But if someone's going to win, the same 3 people again, I'd love to see a newbie win, and that'd be Taras, Johnson, Gab.
Yep. Now, a couple of more personal questions rather than the game. You obviously were a big winner in your previous season. Did you use the money to set yourself up, or did you blow a bit as well?
No. We bought a house and we set ourselves up great, mate. The boys are at a great school. Breezy's finished her accounting degree, invested a bit of money, lost a bit of money, but we're all set up nice and pretty, mate. So that's one question I get asked all the time. I said, we've got a roof over our heads, and we're in the lucky position where we never have paid a mortgage ever. That's the one thing.
I was going to say, did you have people that you hadn't spoken to in a while come out of the woodwork looking for a few dollars?
No, I've never had that at all.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah. Like the people that I've grown up with and and had in my life, I've never asked for anything, because they've always been there for me, and I've always been there for them in some capacity. But never in their wildest dream, because that's something that you don't do to friends.
You did just touch on this, but I mean, you proposed to your high school sweetheart on the first Big Brother.
High school?
Was it? Not high school?
No. So
where did I read that? Oh no.
No. That's quite funny though, because there's a lot. It's like I think it's like an 8 or 9 year difference, and she always brings it up. When I was out and about drinking, she was in primary school one stage. I was like, oh my god, no.
You've already sort of said that, so you're married now and got kids. So I was going to ask, was it happily ever after? I mean, I know the answer, but I mean for the audience, so after the proposal, it was marriage and kids, was it?
Yeah. We got married a year to the date of when I left the house. I entered the house. left the house. Got married in Broken Hill or Silverton, which was 20 k's out of my hometown.
Yeah.
Had like a few hundred people there, and we've got two beautiful boys now. Maika, who's 14 now, and Credence, who's 11. And it's the happily ever after. Yeah, it's great. We're so happy.
So Big Brother 2.0 is done and dusted. What's next? Back to radio?
Yeah, well, after I left the show, I scored myself a job on the Drive show, Moira and Big Trev on the Gold Coast from 3 till 7. Been doing that since January, and we just became the #1 drive show on the Gold Coast for our regional area. So, we're smashing it at the moment. So it's got Julie because I'm working with some amazing people, Moira being my co-host, and she's just fantastic, mate. I couldn't think of anybody better to jump in the deep end. It's just, she's amazing, and the show's just going big guns, so it's great.
Awesome. Well, Big Trev, you wear your heart on your sleeve. Such a fun guy, but so authentic and kind and all round top bloke.
Stop it!
No, you are. You are. The audience knows it.
So you got all my notes that I sent you. That's great.
Yeah, I did. It is a shame though that you left the series earlier than probably what people would have hoped for. But hope to see you at the finale, and thank you for joining me tonight.
Yeah, you'll see me on the finale. Maybe they'll get me on from I'm a Celebrity. Get me out of here. I'll jump on there and run amok.
That would be awesome. That was Trevor, 6th evicted from Big Brother 2022. That's it for tonight. Thank you for listening. I'm Aaron Ryan. I'll be back for the 7th eviction very soon. Good night.